Hello folks and welcome to another episode of Technicational. My name is Peyton Wilmot and today we have the full review of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. And this is the Exynos 9820 version, not the Snapdragon 855, which kind of sucked, but yeah. This is the Exynos version. This is the international dual SIM version. So we're going to do a full review of this, and yes, as somebody rightfully mentioned, links them tall. Yeah, links them tall. Now, since it's something new and it's the Galaxy S10 anniversary, let's say this. Full review of the S10 Plus in 10 plus minutes. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. The S10 Plus in 10 plus minutes. So let's get started because I can't go over 10 plus minutes. So the first thing we need to talk about is design and specs. So let's start with design first. So for the S10 Plus, you will have 2 cameras at the front and you will have 3 cameras at the back with a flash and a heart rate monitor. Yeah, this thing's still on the Galaxy phones, although I don't think anybody even use it, but it's there for the health conscious person. You still have your headphone jack at the bottom of the phone, which is nice. You have a USB type C. This is version 3.1. You have a speaker grill at the bottom of the device, and at the top up here, you probably can't even see it, is the earpiece will act as the second speaker, so you have stereo sound coming out of this device. The only thing on the top of it is a nice cancellation microphone and your SIM and SD card slot. On the left side of the phone, you have your volume up and down and your Bixby button. You'll have the Bixby button. And on the right of the device, you have the power button. I can't tell you how much time I mix up the Bixby button for the power button and I press the Bixby button and not the power button. It kind of confusing. Anyway, the screen size on this thing with the hole punch out is actually 6.4 inches, and it's a Super AMOLED display, dynamic AMOLED as they're calling it, dynamic something. It's a new display, but this thing looks amazing. You just have to see it to believe it. You have Gorilla Glass 6 on the front, not 5, Gorilla Glass 6, which is supposed to bring some improvements to scratch resistance and, cracks from falls. But on the back of the device, it's still Gorilla Glass 5. So Gorilla Glass 6, Gorilla Glass 5. Kind of weird, but so said, so done. So let's talk some specifications. Now, this is the top of the line for the S10 line of phones, the S10 Plus. So it comes with the whole shebang. So at the back of the phone, you have a triple camera setup. As I said before, you have a 12 megapixel telephoto lens. You also have a 12 megapixel wide dual pixel lens where you can change between dual apertures for low light and bright light situations. And you have a 16 megapixel, you heard me right, a 16 megapixel ultra wide angle camera at the back of the phone. So the 3 camera setups give you 3 options when you're taking photos. So you can either take a normal photo, or you can take a zoomed in photo without no loss with a telephoto lens, or you can take a ultra wide photo, put in a whole heap of real estate in your picture without any problem. At the front of the phone, you have 2 cameras as well. Now, you might think it's 2 separate cameras, but really and truly, it's quite simple. Here you have one that's a 10 megapixel wide angle camera. Yeah. And then you have a 8 megapixel depth sensor. Now, this doesn't really take pictures. It only actually scans the background and give depth information to the phone. so you can get better live focus, you know, that thing where they blur out the background, or those emojis that have things pasted on you and you can take pictures with that. So you have two cameras at the front. Now, speaking about more specs, this thing comes with 128 gigs of internal storage.
Yoga claim.
So before we go into performance, there is one main thing that a lot of people going to ask, and it's a main feature of the S10 Plus, and that is the fingerprint scanner that's below the phone right here. Yeah, truth be told, it works 70 to 80% of the time. Others, sometimes you miss it, sometimes you don't know exactly if you touch it or not, but it is a very cool feature because you don't have to press any buttons to actually activate the fingerprint scanner. All you have to do is just make sure you remember where you should put your finger to unlock the phone. And it works. It works 70 to 80% of the times. The times it don't work is like if your hand is not adjusted to where the fingerprint scanner is, or you're pressing not all of your finger where the fingerprint scanner is. So it's a hit or miss. I think you should actually just keep it on, but make sure you have the option for putting your numbers. Yeah, can't beat the numbers. Okay, let's talk about performance. Although this S10 Plus is the Exynos variant and not the Snapdragon, and people are actually saying, hey, you know, the Snapdragon is faster and better, I have no problem when it comes to speed with the S10 Plus. I mean, when do you see a phone take a screenshot this fast? Now, I'm going to click and look. Click, screenshot. Screenshot. Immediately as I click, screenshot comes up. You know, this is hurting me because it just made me realize how old my phone is. Anyway, so performance wise, the phone is snappy as hell. There's literally no lag in nothing that I'm doing. Things running in the background and I have no problems. It's a beast of a phone. What can actually slow down 8 gigs of RAM with this? So games run perfectly. It's just that with the wide aspect ratio that this phone comes with, the 19:9, a lot of games, depending on the age of the game, don't actually fit the whole entire display. So you have an option in settings to enable full screen on specific apps. So we're at the part where a lot of people want to know camera quality. Now the phone have in total 5 camera. Does the S10 Plus take good pictures? I think this is a question that a lot of people don't really need to know. Them just want to make sure, because if some Samsung mid-range phones take good pictures, what would their flagship actually do? Well, here it is. Now, there are certain things that I'm kinda disappointed about, but it's just how the story goes. The phone takes great pictures in bright light, like most phones. It takes decent pictures in low light as well. The live focus is pretty good, and you get special effects so that you can put with the live focus in the front camera or back camera, whatever. The super slow mode though, it is still there, but as usual, it still has to be done in a very well lit background. That is something I am not a fan of, because some of the most intriguing things you want to take a super slow-mo off happens in the night. Yeah, but all in all, the camera is pretty good at the front, pretty good at the back. Video quality is perfect, and not to mention, just videoing on this thing can make people wonder if you have a tripod or a gimbal using, because you have a mode that stabilizes the video when you're moving up or down or in a car, and it looks very steady. I don't know how Samsung do it. So in the camera section, this phone is amazing. This is a really good camera phone or video phone if you take videos or you take pictures with your phone. This right here, yeah. So we're at the part where we talk about battery life, and I have to say, people, this phone comes with amazing battery life. Well, I have to say I didn't expect any less, because the capacity of the battery is 4,100 milliamp hour. I don't even think the Note 9 they come with that. The Note 9 well, I didn't do the Note 9, but the Note 9 don't come with a battery that large. So the S10 Plus, it really does amazing work in the battery life department. And if you want it to do more, you could have simply change it from where me have it, which is the WQHD Plus, and drop it down to 1080p. You really won't see that much of a difference, but you get better battery life. And the battery life I'm talking about is that I'm getting roughly 2 days of average use. 2 days of average use. So if you're the type of person who live by your phone, you can definitely don't walk with the charger, and by the time you reach home, you can just straight on the charger and you're good for your next day. It's not going to die on you throughout the day at all. So we're at the section where I give my final thoughts on this device. So the S10 Plus, what are my final thoughts? Okay, let's start off by this. The price is steep. Very steep. But what you're getting for the price is something that no other phone can give you. You're getting great battery life, a dynamic AMOLED display, and we all know Samsung make the best displays. You're getting battery life for more than a day. You don't have to worry about nothing. The video quality, the picture quality, the charge time, the amount of RAM you're getting and storage space, plus getting an SD card support, plus dual SIM if you get the dual SIM version, and also reverse wireless charging, although slow, still there. You're getting a well-made smartphone. And I don't think there is anything out there right now that can dethrone the S10 Plus. So if you're the type of person who are you're very infused about technology and you don't really business about money, I don't see why this is not in your pocket as yet. Yes, it's not all glory, because I still say the fingerprint scanner is a hit or miss now and again, but it is still a good device. Anyway, folks, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for supporting, and wouldn't have these things without you guys commenting, telling your friends, and supporting the channel with your comments and your ideas. I have to say thank you all for the support. So until next time, people, yeah, it worked. Peace, and continue watching. See ya.
Snakes in the grass, you gotta watch where you step. Blood on the leaves, you either kill or be killed. When there's food on the table, you either eat or you starve. And when there's sharks in the water, you either sink or you swim. It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there. It's a jungle out there.